Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, you can write the message. Hi, Andre. All right, the SPY is close to flat but negative. Nasdaq is just turned positive with almost 0.83 uh, cents or the 0.26% up. So it looks good. And today, I guess the biggest news on the vaccination, because J&J vaccination has been halted in the US. So that's the biggest news. So if you look at it, J&J stock, uh, it's really gapping down because of this, because of the, uh, and if we just do this, we can see here, you look at it that, from the 165 and it started coming to 157. So today could be an interesting day for the J&J. So just we can keep an eye. It may turn into 3% to 8 or 10%. So definitely, I think has a big scope today to play. And similarly, since this is in the play, so Moderna, see, so because of the J&J is gapping down, Moderna is gapping up. But look at the impact that Moderna, J&J only gapped down 2%, but Moderna gapped up 7%. And then also, if you look at it, NVAX, you will also see that is also gapped up 7%. So definitely these three stocks are in play. So keep an eye on that. So now in terms of the levels for NVX, clearly, you know, on the daily, why I do not see. Okay, so just 1 second. Okay. So it really is breaking out this. So if we see here, 189 is really 180, 190, 189.90 is really a good number, and the whole number as well to break out. So let's keep an eye on this, and then we can clearly see support around 185. Okay, so let's keep this in an eye. Uh, what about the Moderna? If you look at the Moderna is really making a nice bull flag. Uh, if the way it has been treating, if it's break 150, then definitely it's going to touch the 155. So let's it's already tried pre-market breaking up. So if you look at it, it's tried to go up to 151 and then came down. So definitely, it has beautiful support around 147. So definitely this is a range, and if it's break this range, we will clearly have a chance to get some good move out of it. Okay, and then I think other thing I noticed today because of this, the the airline sector and the travel sector is down. So if you look at the RCL, so you see here 2.48% down, and I think the reason is because of the vaccination news and the recent lockdown. This might gonna impact now. So if you look at the daily of the RCL, it went up touch 100 in the last few weeks when the travel was going up, and now 99, then the next stop is 96, and then the next stop is 94, and now it's trying to touch the 50 moving average as well. And then this is the recent, the most likely support we have is here on 82. But there is a moving average here, so we need to keep an eye. Uh, and there is a pre-market support as well on the 8450. So 8450, 85 is a really good, uh, uh, can be a good whole number support as well. So let's keep an eye. I think it looks good at this point for continuation. But if you look at it, 5 days of continuation gapping down. But today is the news because of the travel. But who knows that it may bounce back in the morning because of the 50 moving average touching on a daily, and then it may give us a play later on in a day. So keep this in your the CCL looks good as well. I usually do not trade CCL. In fact, I've never traded CCL to be very honest. But it's a similar play. Um, so if you look at it here, it looks really good. Um, have a 50-cent range for CCL. The 50-cent range is really nice. Uh, let's mark the low of the day as well. So it definitely can give us a good play. And also the airlines. So see here, so I think this is a nice place. So for UAL has a big room to touch the 50 moving average. This might we can get a chance to get the 50. I think so. I will shortlist this for sure. And this looks more probable play. That if it is gap down, if it continues, then it may give us have a good range to come down. Usually stocks are attracted to the 50 moving averages, so definitely 52 would be, let's mark this as a support as well. Okay, and then the top we can mark it as this is, which is 55.13. And other thing I notice is the fast. Um, So fast, if you look at it, fast was on the extended stock move up to 51, and today is a pulling back. So usually fast does not have a good ATR. Usually it is, $1 ATR. But it seems today has some kind of a catalyst. I don't know what is that. The volume doesn't look good. If you look at it, there's only one block on 300,000 shares sold. Other than that, there is no good volume. But just keep an eye. It might be because it's broke already the 50, and we might get a continuation up to the 50 moving average. So this could be in target, but this is going to be an important support here as well, which is 48.37. If you look at it, that's exactly where it bounced back because in the previously they have a big support here. So do not short close to this level, which is around the 48.46. If you want to short it when it's break the 20 moving average, so you can play the different between these two. So don't go closer to that. The other stock I was noticing is the Dash. So Dash is really in the momentum. If you look at it last 2 days, has a really good volume and is breaking. And today even also is trying to move back up. So what we need to do, we need to see if it's moved back down little bit, if we get a little pullback, and then if it's going to break the previous day close, then we can go and take the upside momentum. But if it's inside day, then don't go for a short. I don't know what it's going to do unless the market is coming down. So I don't know. It might be just consolidated and don't give much move, right? So I think that the best way to trade this stock is just to ride the momentum on the upside until it touch the 50 moving average, which is the 157. Other stock I was looking at it in terms of the extended stock. Let me quickly pull that. Look at this YETI. So if you look at it, it's really moved off, and then today is pulling back. This is a 52 weeks high. This is topping day, and this is the closing. So, and then this is the big volume which came in. So 85. So if you look at it, it's really moving up from last few weeks. And yeah, I think that there is a possibility that we can get the pullback, and it's already intraday negative. So if you look at the how does it play in the first few minutes, so if you look at it, see it does so first 5 minutes does not have a volume, but then volume comes in and it's gapping up. So if you do not see the volume in the first 5 minutes, do not go short. So we need a volume for this. So see, this stock has a possibility that it shouldn't give you any volume in the first, not even first 5 minutes, but maybe first 15, 20 minutes. So just mm, look, because this is the stock tendency, right? So we basically expect this kind of a pattern here, that either it consolidate under the VWAP, doesn't give a big move in the 5-10 minutes, not a huge volume, and then if we get a chance the intraday downward trend, then we can just get this kind of a move. So let's hope to get some kind of consolidation in the first few minutes, low volume, not the big body candles. Because if you see a big candle in the first few minutes, then it's gonna likely, that the move is going to be over. I mean, I don't know that how far we can expect because we have only a close move on this. So we can keep an eye, and let's see if market turns red, and definitely it can give us a nice move, right? So market is very slightly right at this point, but other thing I was looking at the VIAC. Uh, Today is positive, and I think that there are many days now it is negative. Uh, Today may be the pullback day, and is also touching the 200 moving averages. So and 40 is a strong number, the closing number. So what do we need to do? We need to keep an eye. Is already gapping up. Volume started picking up for VISE. Okay, so let's keep this an eye. Let's shortlist this stock as well. It looks beautiful. We just need to wait for the right setup uh, to because the movement is gonna start going up. Uh, you know, over $40, maybe many short sellers starting covering up, right? Because it's highly likely that they're gonna cover the risk because it is the 52-week high is almost $100. So it came down 60% from the high of the day. Guys, I really appreciate if you give a thumbs up. If you like our show, I really appreciate if you guys give thumbs up. And And also with this VISC, also check this stock, VIPS. This is similar pattern here, uh, but he still show the very bearish signal, but it's close to the you know 200 moving averages. So it's likely that the way you see here that it bounced this time, it may possible that it again touched the 200 moving averages, which is also coming to the whole number, and it once this touch is going to bounce back, right? So we just keep an eye on that as well. I'm not sure that how it is right now. It is a red, so this might be a red to green play. Okay, so anything else I have? I'm looking at the lift as well on the daily basis. No pre-market volume, but if you look at the daily, it is under the 50 moving average. So I felt that it might be uh give us some downtrend. So if you see here, it's made the bear flag, and if it's break this 58 level, we kind of get some kind of a uh, you know pullback, because if you see here is extended the moving 200 moving average is too far. It's already came down, but it's also possible that it just move back up and become red to green, right? So, but this stock to be traded, we have to go below 58.80, because without 58.80 is not going to work. So it has to break yesterday, below yesterday. Exactly the same pattern, right? We wanted to play. So there's an L-shaped play. That's exactly we wanted to play, but this time we want a continuation rather than the consolidation. Because if there's gonna be consolidation like this, then we won't get a big move on the second day. So we just keep an eye on the both side. Yeah, that is I'm thinking I'm gonna concentrate on today. What you have guys today? DDD, let's check it out. Yeah, yesterday DDD has a good move too, right? So now the idea is that whether it's gonna break the 20 level or no. Uh, if it's break down here, then yeah, you're right. Hi Julian, welcome to our channel. So DDD looks good, yeah, but just make sure that it's break this level, because if you look at it in the last few days, it's making a bear flag, so it's continuously the 7 day. So you might just see kind of a spinning top or hammer candle, and you might not get the good move. But if it's going to break this level, then definitely you expect a good move, because you see there's a big different distance between the next support, which is on the $12. There's no big support here, and the least support we can say, the not the strong, is on 1942, and the 200 moving average on 1572. So there's definitely a big room, but the question is whether it's going to break today or no. Let's check the TLRY. So TLRY, it seems like a similar pattern. Um, so if you look at the daily, it came down all the way from 33, is on $16. Uh, Definitely not making a bear flag, but is getting a immediate continuation of the big bar and the next red bar, right? And the next 200 moving average is on the 1259, and the support is also on the 1259. This is interesting. So if I do a big screen here just to see more, and then if you look at it, see here, there is a support here on the 1541, which this time it was bounced back, and is also, if you go back to on the November 10th, there is a support at the 1638 as what is that number? 1450. So this is the congested area. So I don't know that whether we're gonna get a clean move. So if you look at it on the pre-market, it already bounced once at the 1582. So now look at the 5-minute chart. Uh, if you play on the short side, l- give a little bit of a room to go up, but because if you see that now it's only an 80 cent, right? And what is the short float on TLRY? Let's see quickly, because it might be that it gave a short squeeze. So short float is almost 19%. Yeah, so just very careful. These pivots also, you look at it is six pivot as well. So it highly likely that it came down in the beginning, people started shorting it, and then it just bounced back up. And it's bounced back up so quickly that it's going to crazily move on the one direction. So just because the short float is really big, and in the long term chart, this range what we are right now, it was from the March 20 range as well, right? So usually this stock has been traded from the June 2020 to November is around the $10 range. So it still has a room. I mean, if it's gonna go down, it can go down because it was all hype because of the Democrat coming in, right? And they're gonna change the legislation. So there might be a long-term investors who are still betting on the Democrat to change the legislation. They might come in and started buying it because they find attractive, and there is a high number of short sellers, right? So it may give you a parabolic impact and just squeeze you back a candle like that. So be very careful. Do not short the stock on the low of the day or low of the pre-market because it can quickly go against you. Any other stock, guys? I think today we have some really nice stocks which can give us a big momentum, just like Mara, J&J, RCL, UAL. I think these are the really nice stocks uh, because they are in play. So we can get something good today out from the market. But let's see just in the beginning how does it work? Uh, because I think the travel sector and then the airlines and the vaccination, these are all going to impact. And if you look at now, UL started coming back down again, couldn't break the VWAP, so that's a good sign that it's a weak, but we expect that it doesn't break the pre-market low at this point. It may consolidate and give us a good chance to short in the opening, uh, because if you look at it, it's really a good chance that touch this level, which is 50 moving average, and given the news, so it can create a momentum here. LFMD. All right, my data is retrieving. Okay, so LFMD. Uh, yeah, you're right. So this is also I don't know. Okay, it's really getting. So what is the typical range here? I don't know. It's just getting disappear on this stock LFMD. I can't seem to find for LFMD. I don't know. It doesn't pull the charting data. Let's look at SPWR. Okay, it's came now. So yeah, you're right. It's clearly same support. It's just like a similar pattern like a DDD. So for sure, but if you look at it, the daily range uh, is almost a dollar range. But whether it's gonna give you today a dollar or not, uh, but I think it's a good chance because if it's gonna break, it can give you a good. Yeah, I think it can give you a good chance if it's gonna break this. Because maybe so many people are, and if you look at the increased volume, it shows that the people looking at it and wanted to see this break. So always see here that if someone is these people are shorting here or is a red volumes, so this also means that someone is buying as well, right? It's mean that there might be a big support here, and so many investors wanted to buy this at this price, and that's why you see here. So just keep an eye. It has to break and give you clear formation before you play. Let's look at SPWR. SPWR can be good play because if all the these energy companies like solar companies are recently came down, like SPWR, JKS, right? So all solar companies are down, right? Uh, I think this is much better than the other one because if it's going to break, it's going to give it a good chance. It's already had a L-shaped formation once here, so it may give us the good chance. So just keep an eye. I think SWR looks good as well. You're welcome, Julian. Any other stocks, or if not, then just gonna close the pre-market show and then wish you a luck. Have a great green day and hope for the best. And check out my recap if you guys have not checked my yesterday recap. So I traded AI and the pins. What's pins doing? Because I still think that the pins has a potential for one more day to gap down. So even if you look at yesterday, uh, so it gapped down, but it didn't gap down, you know, very hard. That was I was expecting. So it's a very small pullback. So just keep an eye if it's break 83 80 83.70. I still feel that it may give us a good chance to pull back further. Um if I show you on this chart, there's so many lines on this. So if you look at the pins here, uh, clearly the 9 moving average has a good support here and it bounced back. But I still feel that, it has more chance to come back and touch the 20 because it's still extended from the 20 moving average. But if not, then definitely a good long uh, over 85. So just keep these two level in your mind, 85 and 84, 83.80. 83.80 is a good chance it's going to give us the gap down. All right, guys, thank you for joining. We'll see you tomorrow. And if I had a good trades or anything, I'm going to make a recap for learning as well. Thank you.